Okay. Well, I just picked up this amp a couple days ago. It's a Peavey 5150. I've been looking at them for a while. That's actually why I sold my bass, because I wanted to have a nice backup head, other than the Mesa, just in case anything happened to it. And at the same time, I wanted something that was a little different too. This amp is definitely better for metal tones and stuff like that. So I mean, I play a lot of metal riffs and stuff on my own time, so it's pretty cool. You might also notice, if you haven't been on my Facebook page or my Instagram or anything, I changed the blue Strat around again. I know I do it all the fucking time, but I didn't really like the single coils that were in it, and but I really like the Stockholm bare knuckle pickup, so I kept that, and I just went to the single volume knob, and that was it. But I still have the hip shot bridge, and I still have like the black input jack. So there's that. Overall, this is a pretty simple amp. There's two channels. There's the dirty channel, or like the high gain channel, the lead channel, I guess. But it also shares the same EQ as the clean channel. Some people might not like that. I mean, personally, I don't really care, because my Mesa is way better for cleans anyway. But that's actually why they made the 5152 back in the day, because it gave it a separate EQ for the lead channel and the rhythm channel. But like for me, I really didn't need to spend the extra money on the higher version of it, so it didn't really matter. Right now, I mean, you just heard, I'm in the high gain input. There's a high gain and a normal gain. So I'm in the high gain, but I still have the actual gain for my lead channel pretty low. It's only at a 3 out of 10, so it's not that bad. Let's see. And it's still pretty gainy for sure. Let's see. I mean, I could really crank it. I mean, you'll hear that that hum pretty good. I'm still actually on the lead channel. I just turned the gain pretty much all the way down. Let's switch over to the rhythm channel. I haven't really screwed around too much with the rhythm channel, because I was really trying to get a good lead sound. I'm still in the high gain input, so let's see if it would even change if I went into the normal. It might. Those cleans aren't bad at all, to be honest. But what's cool about the rhythm channel is it has two switches for it. One of it will make it brighter. So that was bright on, this is bright off. So definitely good for people that like to change around their clean sound. And then you can also put in this crunch switch. So basically it turns the the clean channel, like the rhythm channel, into like a really low gain, just like slight crunch. So that's pretty cool. The EQ, I keep the EQ more or less the same on all my amps. The low, or like the bass, I keep usually around 3 or 4. The mid is usually about halfway. And the high or the treble, I usually keep either like 3/4 to almost all the way up. So even if I did have the 5152, I would pretty much keep the EQs more or less the same on both of them anyway. So this is the lead channel again, but now I'm in the normal gain, so I'm not in the high gain, so we'll see what that sounds like. It does sound good. I think the only thing I would probably change between the normal gain and the high gain is I'd maybe add like a little bit more low to it. I haven't really talked much about the resonance or the presence. I even had those knobs on my old Valve King, and I mean, I didn't really use them that much because they didn't really make that much of a difference. I mean, they made a little bit of a difference, but these two on this amp make a big difference, because if I change, say, like the presence even like one number, it'll make a big difference. So like I got presence on almost 8 right now. So yeah, it makes a huge difference. So it's hard to sometimes find that sweet spot. Resonance is kind of the same thing. I mean, it's one of those things you really got to find how you want it to sound. So I got mine just a little over 6 right now. So overall, I mean, I really like the amp. It sounds really cool. It's pretty old. I mean, it's the block letter 5152, because after a while, I know they changed to where it just had Eddie Van Halen's signature right there instead of the block letters. So this could be as old as like 1992. I'm not really sure how old it actually is, but you know, it sounds pretty good for. It sounds really good for how old it is, for sure. But if I'm teaching anybody anything with this sort of stuff, every amp is different. So I mean, people are always asking what settings I use on my amps, and if I was going to tell you the settings on this amp or that amp, I mean, it's not really going to help you with your amp unless you have the exact same things. So I mean, it definitely helps to get to know your amp and spend the time to get to know it, because if you got like a Fender amp, it's never going to sound like that, or it's never going to sound like that, but this is never going to sound like a Fender amp, and so on. So there's a lot of different things to learn about amps, for sure. So that's pretty much it. No real plans yet what videos I will have this head in, but I hope you like the new guitar setup. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.